Yes. Maybe with an introduction about your presence here at Busworld. I suppose it's the first time you're here at Busworld. A background maybe to start with.
So my name is Roland Kopp. I'm located in Munich, Germany. I'm responsible for the chassis business in Armein Truck and Bus. And it's my first time in Indonesia, first time on that bus world here. It's great to see that. I was last year in the bus world in Brussels, which is of course much bigger. Nevertheless, I feel here the emotions. It's very good to see and contact directly to the customers, to the different bus bodybuilders, and it's great to have a good partner here, very well-known partner, supporting us on the ground. Also, we are the only one who are having a chassis standing here, which is, I think, a very good and great achievement to have that, to show also the bodybuilders, to tell the customers, okay, that is the product you're getting now. And I see we have also very good progress in that region when we are re-entering that market.
My name is Armein Effendy. I'm with the Inframach, the importer of MAN truck and bus in Indonesia. So I'm in this business for nearly 30 years with some brands. I'm with Tom. I was with Tom at the same event 2 years ago. We have nothing. We have no chassis, no booth, and then we start hard to enter the market with the product, and then we are happy where we are now because we have chassis, we have contract, we have chassis on the roads, so it is really good progress. Yeah. I'm looking forward to work together with the MIM in the long future.
My name is Tom Kuiphuis. I'm responsible for bus activities in APAC. As Armein said, 2 years ago we were at the event here. It was, I think it has expanded a little bit over time. It was fairly limited at that time, and you can see that we're making good progress. It's getting bigger and bigger. Showing a chassis is not that common, but I think it's a very good idea to do that, because many times people fail to see what's actually underneath. So you really can see an interest from customers looking at the chassis in particular details. People still like the nitty-gritty technical details. And currently what we have on the board is our RR4 chassis, which is particularly suitable for the double-deckers. The double-deckers that are running on the toll roads, the new toll roads that are currently in some parts of the country still under construction, but on the Java toll road is completed. And that's also where we are currently focusing on. And these units, they do extremely high mileage, 350,000 a year. They drive with double drivers, so it's a very demanding mission. And that's exactly where the premium chassis come in. That's where you need a high quality chassis, and that's also where you need the service backup. And talking about service backup, we have an extremely good partner here in Indonesia taking care of all this. And evidence that they're doing a good job is also that we have customers taking repetitive orders. So customers buying once is one thing, but if customers come back, that means that you've done a good job in between. And we see that now coming. First sales we started to have, what was it, 1.5 years ago?
1.5 years ago.
Roughly. And the first 10 units on the road, roughly. We have a big batch in the bodybuilder. And currently, as we speak, on the vessel, there's the next batch coming, so it's going well for us.
Okay, what about the specs for the local market? You made any kind of tune-up to this chassis in order to fit specifically to the Indonesian market?
Well, it's of course a global product, and the global product portfolio allows us to, in a way, tailor-make. There are a lot of options, and we have certain fuel tank options, certain suspension options, and we pick and choose, of course, the ones that are most suitable for the market. It depends very much on how you want to build the vehicle. Because coming back to the fuel tank, if you have, like here, the sleeper compartment and you have seats on the top, then you need to make sure that the layout is in such a way that you can let's say, tailor for the market, and you can have the sleepers in the bottom, and you can have the large seats, the sofas on the top. So we pick and choose, but we have the system we have the options in such a way that you can easily pick and choose what you need in the car.
Where is this chassis imported from?
This one comes from Poland. So it's from Staragowice, where we have our factory. So it comes, all the way from Europe. It's European chassis.
In one unit, or is it assembled there?
It's assembled over there, so it comes in as a CBU.
And how many? Because I really like that you have a chassis here, because I'm a technical nerd on that. How many different versions do you have? 2-axle, 3-axle, articulated?
We have. Maybe you want to elaborate?
I can answer that. Yeah. So we have for the different markets, for the different needs, also different chassis. Of course, we have low floor chassis. We have high floor chassis for 2-axle, 3-axle. We have front engine chassis, and also from a diesel perspective, from a drivetrain perspective, we have diesel and EV. So
EV.
For the city buses, we have already the EV. Yes.
How is the demand of that in this area?
In this area, it's high.
It is.
It is mainly for BRT, Transjakarta, that...
So it's supported by the government then?
Yes. And then we have ambition to introduce the MAN chassis to this market, yes. There's a lot of challenge from the existing player, of course. But we already did some study and then research, and then let's see. I'm quite optimistic that we can do something in the EV for BRT. Yeah.
I just have a technical question, because I remember pure diesel from MAN in Euro before Euro 6. But this one is Euro 5 with AdBlue and after treatment.
Yes.
So why don't you have a pure diesel version of the Euro 5 as you had in the past?
So I would say it's we had Euro 3, we have Euro 5 without SCR, and in the development phase over the last years or even decades, always new emission standards were implemented in Europe, and they were grown to the whole world step by step. And some of them are still standing in a lower level. But the demand, so we are always picking, of course, the bigger areas, not only the niche products. Some it's possible, some not. But in the bus industry, from European OEM speaking, we are heavily leveraging what the truck is doing, especially in the coach business. So the coach, all of them, or main components are coming from the truck. We are adopting it to the bus needs, like the engine is in the rear, not in the front, so we have some other parts that also for the aftersales it's easier to go to the different parts and exchange them, but it's basically coming out of that. And during the focus of the MAN, I don't know if someone had heard the speech yesterday, so MAN had three areas where they are completely working. One is really Central Europe, out of Central Europe, which is just Germany, Switzerland, and Austria. It's hardcore market. Then the rest is European Union, and then we have the international business. And the main focus, or what I can say, of the MAN brand in total is the European market, with also from our side complete buses, but leveraging these systems also from to the chassis. So we are coming in a chassis business, coming from the truck to the bus to the chassis. And in an economy of scale, the parts were less available. Economy of scale, that means the last parts are getting up on the price, and that is no longer competitive. Having them here or wherever for a small number of units, and it's also not payable by the customers at the end.
Yeah, because my question was thinking about how big trouble it is for AdBlue systems in the world. If you are going into a market where you didn't have AdBlue in the past, because you go from Euro 3 directly to Euro 5. So for the customer, maybe they are not used to the system and the
Yes,
trouble
yes,
that
yes,
will come.
yes.
From a technology perspective, you go Euro 3, of course, you don't have an after treatment system. Euro 4, there were still players that had EGR or SCR,
Yes.
one of these. Euro 5 still, but Euro 6, you cannot do it only with EGR.
No, you cannot.
Yeah, so then SCR becomes the viable option, and then automatically you need to have it.
Yeah.
And then,
But how is it in this country to get AdBlue and get service on that part and so on?
I think it is proven because we start using Euro 4. Actually, the mandate is Euro 4, but most of the European products skip Euro 4 and then go to Euro 5. And then we start using the Euro 5 in 2020. And then this vehicle not only go on road, also off road in the mining trucks. So the market size is around in the good time 2,000 unit. So far there is no serious difficulties to get AdBlue into this country. Yeah. Because every brand use European brand. I mean use the same principle. They are prefer SER. And then for our country, which is always hot, SER is better than the EGR. Okay? Because EGR engine running hotter.
Yeah.
Here, SER is ideal.
basically what it does in EGR is that part of the exhaust gases go back into the engine.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you have to cool that.
Yes.
Yeah.
You get an EGR cooler with all the additional
Yeah.
complexity.
Yeah. I see.
SER is ideal for,
So this is
for
mainly a
us.
simplified engine with a more complex after treatment system where an EGR has more things on the engine that makes it.
You mentioned re-enter the market. Can you give us a snapshot of MAN history here in this region? Re-entering is that what you mentioned?
No, I entered. Sorry, I was wrong. Sorry. Yeah, okay.
And so your partnership with Inframach is around a year and a half old.
When was it established? Maybe 3 years
It
ago?
is start established as a company 2023, but effectively start operational in 2024. It's only 2 years, and then we start to deliver chassis in 2025. So in only 1 year. Yeah.
Inframach is doing something on mining, something on bus,
Yes.
but I think at the moment we're outgrowing the.
I think we are growing the mining sector.
We're outgrowing it with bus, so we're doing
Because the specification is robust, really, really good. We have a repeat order from one customer because in the beginning it just try, and the second order because he just know this is a very good product, and then we managed to provide sustainable support. Yeah.
How many units do you have in order?
How many units? Do you want to tell them?
I'm not sure. It's up to you what you want to tell them.
No, if we have the unit, maybe we have up to 80 unit in order book. Yeah, but there's a limitation, the war, the price, and then we have to be flexible, right? But
Zero, right? 80.
yeah, potential.
You can see now already, I mean, these units are running almost day and night. The first units have done over 300,000 already.
Yes,
So they start to prove themselves fairly
it
quickly.
is like a 24/7 operation. I think this is the toughest test for the MN vehicle in the world. Yeah, I don't know.
And this is the first chassis that's coming in from MAN to the region. And then the other option.
No.
We have many others. I mean, we're having similar chassis in Malaysia, Taiwan. We have many different countries where we use a similar chassis.
I'm referring to the Indonesian market in particular.
Indonesia, yes, but we had in the past.
In the past, there is a previous importer, but only Euro 3. Yeah, this is the first Euro 5. Yes.
So I saw that now man is kind of relaunching their brand in so many different markets like Mexico, like Colombia, Latin America, and all those markets they know that that's a premium product. And sometimes operators are a little concerned about price because obviously it's a premium product. But I saw that Trader Financial Services is supporting them in Latin America and in other markets. What's happening here is going to be trading behind the support to the customers, the possible customers, or is there any strategy for help them to buy this premium chassis?
Well, there is of course a global strategy, but I'm not, let's say, updated with all the exact details where financial services is going. So I cannot comment.
What about EV chassis for coaches?
For coach,
So
AV, yeah.
EV.
Yeah.
So we're working on them. So last year we launched the EV coach
Yeah.
complete bus
Yeah.
in Brussels. And as I said before, we are taking over technology from truck to bus to chassis. That is also happening here. The first Lions Coaches Electric will come this year to the first customers in Europe. And we are approaching that leverage from the coach also to the chassis. So we're working on that. It's same technology, of course, adapted to the market needs of the chassis business. And that is also what Armein mentioned before. We will test also in that region.
And as you all know, I think on the Busworld in Brussels we had the e-coach. The first one was launched there. Yeah, as you say, I mean, on a chassis, from a chassis perspective, we can expect something similar in the future. At least the backbone, what's underneath, is going to be identical.
One thing on how important is this region for MA now that you have an impressive product here in the market? How important is the region given the potential for buses and coaches in the region?
So for us, it's a very important region to be here, to grow here, to work with our partners already addressed. We're working already with 4 bodybuilders, which are also here on the fair. Yesterday, the first handover from New Armada, and it's a really impressive market. And what I see, there are big potentials. Also on the EV side, what you're mentioning. On the other side, I don't know who heard the speech yesterday. We see many boundaries for trades of customs, etc. We are need to deal in the future to be competitive, and that's where we're coming back to the price. If we have big hurdles to come in here, then nobody will pay X percent, 25, 50, 60% more just because of that trade arrangement. So that is a big hurdle for the EVs, and also for some other areas of products, but especially in that segment, we are really looking forward. It's a great opportunity here, and we see also that the market will grow, and we will grow with them.
Yeah, to emphasize on that, we work with the biggest bodybuilders here in the country, and we usually do that from a chassis body perspective because, of course, the local bodybuilders, they sit on the local knowledge. They know exactly what the customer needs. So we deliver the chassis. And that combination, I think, is very powerful. You have a very reliable, high-quality chassis in combination with bodybuilders who know the market inside out, and then you get a very, very strong solution. And the expansion of the market. Currently, there is the Java toll road, which is basically finished.
Yeah.
And then the Sumatra toll road piece is still missing, but once that one is becoming operational, that market will just expand. And our vehicles, the 6x2s, these double deckers are perfectly suited for those kind of environments. I mean, Indonesia is a typical 4x2 country, but once you go straight and you go in high volume and higher speeds, then of course the double decker high capacity vehicles, they become really a viable option, and that's what we will see. It's at the moment the market is perhaps a few hundred units, but we expect that particular segment 6x2 to grow significantly over the coming years.
But are you looking into selling your own complete coaches that are produced in Thailand, in this area?
Well, the first setup, as I said now, it's so important that we work together with these local bodybuilders to make sure that you get that local knowledge and also customers that really like to work with the local bodybuilders. So at the moment we focus on local bodybuilders together with our season.
Because they are already ready for the right hand. They produce it at the right hand drive in the factory, so it should be really easy to adapt into this market.
Yeah, but at the moment, as I said, it's a local bodybuilder.
We prefer to work with the local bodybuilder, and then this market is very customized market. There, you can see that every bodybuilder have a different layout, different models. Yeah. It is a highly customized. I think we have the difficulties to work with the foreign bodybuilders in that sense. Yeah, because sometimes the owner just drop off, and then I want to change this, I want to change that. It is change many things. So it is sometimes okay. Just they have one idea. They come to the bodybuilder. I want to change this. This is the situation. So with the local bodybuilder, it is quite comfortable to do that.
They are strong. They have a good relationship with the customers, and what we never should forget is the aftermarket. We always need to provide. So they are running 300,000 kilometers a year. We need to maintain them from a chassis perspective every month, also from the body perspective. So there must be the workshops must be there. We must be equipped with components, etc. So that is definitely something what must be local.
And then we don't want to give the impression that we are competing with local bodybuilder, right? So we have to be working together, not in competition, right?
What is it a big price difference from Volvo Scania chassis to your chassis? I'm thinking also about Scania and MAN with the Traton group that you are connected to each other.
No, I believe that we are the one of the most expensive ones.
Of course, you need to look at value. It's not about price. It's not only the upfront price. We don't compete upfront price. You look at value. When you drive this vehicle so many kilometers, you also can see that you have a big advantage of the fuel consumption. So you can imagine that if you do that kind of mileage, how much you will save on an annual basis in terms of that's why you need to look at. And that we call either TCO or TOE, the total operating economy, and that's the price per passenger kilometer, and that's actually what makes the difference rather than the upfront purchasing price.
We have some observation. The fuel consumption is the best between the European and the same type of chassis. It is the driveline combination between the engine, gearbox, and the ratio. I think is very ideal to us. So then we can sell this on the fuel cost. It is now you know that the price of fuel is ever increasing. That is very important.
Yeah, I know it's a big difference also in Europe driving an MAN compared to a Volvo or Scania in the fuel consumption a lot.
Okay, you said that.
Yeah, I have the same experience.
Yes. Please record that.
But I mean, the philosophy
Put it on the video.
The philosophy of engine development is always you have high torque and low revs. That's the whole idea. And the lower the revs you can run it, of course, the lower the fuel consumption.
Yeah, of course.
That's the whole idea.
That was also the idea from MAN back in the days when they didn't want to go to AdBlue on your 6. Is that we can do the same with just reducing the fuel consumption. Then you at the same time reduce the CO2 and particle and everything. Yeah. They had a clever idea.
To talk to operators if they are interested in advanced features like ADAS system or telematics or all that added values that MAN can offer to them?
You want to comment?
At the moment, it is not really like here. It's a bit like a nuisance to them. So I think I know one brand that offered the uh, full option of the headers, and then many customer disconnected this. Yeah. So I think that at the moment it is we prefer to more basic option. Maybe in the future it is like emergency braking assist. It is quite important, but not the fully ADAS. Yeah,
Yeah, that acceptance in the market still needs to come. I think we have,
yeah,
of course, these features available as an option, and when the market is
yeah.
accepting it in that sense, then we are ready.
This is something also what we talked yesterday with different customers, also with some journalists, that we need our philosophy is, and that I said yesterday, we need to keep the safety on board. The passengers are going there with the belief they are safe, and we can provide that. Of course, it must be chosen at the end from the customer, but we can provide it. We are also talking in that direction. That it's probably not all features, but some of them are really, really good in behalf of safety. Like a lane keeping, like a emergency brake, which is not so much more on the chassis or on the system itself, but it's just providing a lot of accidents.
Yeah, and the good thing is that the features that you see in Europe on complete buses, we have them available on chassis as well. They can be integrated in the local body. So in that sense, technically, it's all prepared.